name is Phila Beck and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell to be notified when new videos drop. I do about 2 videos a day. Actually got 2 already backed up, so maybe I'll drop more. I don't know. And I've been watching The Crown. Yeah, I really wanted to be watching The Crown 2 nights ago, but I was reviewing this other awful, just more I think about it, the more awful it was. This Doctor Who directed this spin-off. It's terrible. Oh my god. Okay, those spin-offs were always like cheap and bad, but this one was equally cheap and bad with lots of current day politics in it. Something else with lots of current day politics in is The Crown. Yeah, it's and I don't think they intended that. It just things worked out well. Prince Andrew being in the news once again. Listen. This is just an aside, but my opening thoughts on it, which I would not know much about it. Yeah, he's a moron, and yeah, he almost certainly slept with that girl on a number of occasions. But again, I don't see. Okay, she was 17 and she's underage. I think he was presented with a girl who seemed happy to be with him and slept with him willingly. It didn't seem. I doubt there was any signs in front of his face of her being physically coerced, and I'm not even sure she was physically coerced. Maybe they were just said, okay, she was a runaway girl, and that was it. Robert Maxwell's daughter found her on the street, or something. I don't know the story, but I'm assuming that she received some kind of remuneration for performing sexual acts. I don't think there was any physical threat put on her to do that. And if there was, I think it was actively kept away from Andrew, because that's really a bit of a turn off. Okay, if you're presented with an attractive, seemingly young lady, seemingly legally aged young lady. Yeah, look, a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, they all kind of look similar, especially if you make yourself look older. And she's smiling and happy with you and dancing with you and laughing at your jokes and making you feel great. If that happens, I think you can be forgiven for sleeping with her when she offers to have sex with you. I just think that's right. Okay, he should have checked her age, yes, but I don't think he did anything abnormally stupid. Now, again, the person, Epstein, he's a piece of scum. Clearly, he was into paedophilia. This was on the upper age girl, the girls he liked, and this Robert Maxwell's daughter. I can't remember their name. Terrible people. I think this guy was just an idiot. I don't think having moral outrage over idiocy is appropriate, because kind of common. Everyone's an idiot somewhere or another. So that's just my 2 cents on it. Nothing to do with this episode. This episode deals with Prince Charles, who they showed in a very positive light. I like the actor. I haven't never seen him in anything before. And in this episode, he has to go down to Wales to learn Welsh because he's being invested as the Prince of Wales. So I thought this season was taking place in the early 70s. And will be leading up to the Thatcher government, which I think it was 77, 78. I assume that's where. Apparently it's from 66, so it doesn't. There's no easy segue from the seasons 1 and 2 into season 3. It's even more jarring than I thought. So, and I think I've really come up with what I'm struggling with in this season. Why I'm having a problem. Why I'm having a problem with Olivia Colman as the Queen. And look, in their defense, Claire Foy was just so stunningly good as the Queen in the first 2 seasons. And who knew? She was an unknown at the time. She was so stunningly good and owned that role. You need somebody of the highest caliber to if you're going to recast. And they did. They got Olivia Colman and Tobias Menzies, who's fantastic. They are fantastic actors. But here's the problem: in seasons 1 and 2, I liked the Queen. I thought she was I was rooting for her. In season 3, they're weird aristocrats who have just weird lifestyle and life and upbringing, which is really brought home in this episode. So you have Prince Charles. He must be in his early 20s at this time. He had to take a term off, a semester off from Cambridge, where he was, and go to Wales. Um, and at the time, again, I didn't know any of this. At the time, there was a very big Welsh nationalist movement who were very anti the monarchy. And it turns out you have there's this prime Welsh nationalist who hates the monarchy having to teach Charles Welsh, which I think is a lovely bit of story. I hope that's true. It's a really lovely and clever piece of storytelling. So and from that their interaction with each other, they of course learn to what's the word, to bridge the divide. And this teacher who was it? Dominic Gyllenhaal, the guy who I think was first in Braveheart. I'm going through the entire cast. I can't see who is. I can't remember who the character name was. His teacher who taught him Welsh. He brings him home one night when he sees how ostracized he is because of his Prince Charles is because of his royal position, and he brings him home to his family, and you see the longing on his face for like a normative family relationship with like a child who can live with her parents and be raised by the parents and and get love from his mother. And so at the end of the episode, they have this really sad meeting where Charles confronts the Queen about this, and the Queen says nobody cares about your feelings. And I'm sorry that really really killed the character for me. I'm not rooting for it. Like Prince Philip as well. He's just this upper class buffoon. I was going to talk about more in the next episode, but again, fantastically portrayed by Tobias Mendes. Think was it Helena Bonham Carter was bad casting as Princess Margaret because you just see Helena Bonham Carter. She's too famous. Who's Lord Snowdon? I don't remember seeing him in it. You know what? My recent English history not very good. I can't. This is all just osmosis from when I was a kid. Like episode 3, Aberfan. I thought happened in the 70s. Because I remember it. It must have been. They must have been talking about it and made an impression on me. I'm guessing maybe it might have been the 10th anniversary. I saw something on the news about it. But who knows? This is just like a mismatch of my very early childhood. But again, very, very enjoyable series. I really wish I watched it instead of that other piece of dross the other night. And I watched the next episode as well. I'm not sure we're going to do a review on it. Yeah, it was a very Prince Philip centric episode. And again, who sees him in like this sort of buffoonish light? He keeps making these gaffes. I think in the episode 4 or 3, he was on TV saying, "Oh, I might have to give up polo." Yeah. So yeah, it's sad when you see people of extreme privilege suffering for their privilege. It's really what it is. This is why I never really understood this whole socialist thing of being so unbelievably jealous of people who have generational wealth. Yeah, I don't think that's look. I understand how it's a pleasant thing and convenient thing, but if you think the point of life is to accumulate stuff, then yeah, it's so unfair. If you think the point of life is to become a better human being, yeah, then it's a handicap, and yeah, it depends how you look. So I don't really I do understand it, but I think I think it just belies the so not transience. It belies like the superficiality of socialism, and it just makes it seem that there's no spiritual component to it, which I think is why it generally dies. I don't think it's ever lasted more than 70 years anywhere. But I just there's this thing in I think the Babylonian Talmud. There's a Jewish codation of law from around 2,000 years ago, little earlier, little later than 2,000 years ago. But it says, there's something that's built on something that's fundamentally untrue can only last approximately 70 years. And again, so I think, the Russian Revolution essentially lasted 70 years. Most things built on pure, without a leg of truth in it, just won't stand. So yeah, that's why I think socialism it isn't good for people. I just do not. Which again ties into this whole election we're having in England right now. It'll all be over by Christmas. It'll all be over in 9 days. Oh, I can't wait. because it's really an election of, of upper class buffoons versus socialists. But the socialists are anti-Semites, so in my case, I'm with the upper class buffoons. My name is Phila Beck, and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe, ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop, and let me know what you think. Put your comments in the comments, and I will reply. Hopefully, maybe if I get round to it. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.